In the news, Nigeria's Senate finally passed bill for conversion of Federal College of Education (PCE) OKENE to Federal University of Education. Lagos State government meets stakeholders to assess the possible environmental and social impact of constructing the fourth mainland bridge. The world's longest-serving head of state, the president of Equatorial Guinea, has been sworn in for his sixth term in office. And former sports minister and ex-president Athletics Federation of Nigeria joins race for the top seat of the Nigeria Olympic Committee. This is the MLC TV News Hour reaching live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluence State of Nigeria. I am Jane Giabalagbubu. Good day and thanks for joining us. President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has invited 49 African heads of state and the head of the African Union for a three-day U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit. The summit will be held in Washington, D.C. from December 13 to 15, 2022. This was contained in a press statement made available to journalists by the U.S. Embassy in Abuja. According to the statement, Biden believes that U.S. collaboration with African leaders as well as civil society, business, the diaspora, women and youth leaders is essential to addressing shared challenges. The goal of the summit will be to build and expand vital political, economic, and strategic partnership as well as people-to-people dialogue based on mutual interest and shared priorities in Africa. According to U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Leonard, the upcoming summit presents opportunities to deepen U.S.-Nigeria bilateral ties on multiple levels. After a series of legislative scrutiny and public hearing, the Nigerian Senate has finally passed the bill for conversion of Federal College of Education (FCE) OKENE to Federal University of Education. The bill for conversion of the school to a full-fledged University of Education was introduced to the Ninth Senate by the Senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Yakubu Oseni. Oseni had urged that considering the importance of education to the overall development of a nation, specialized universities ought to be established in order to meet up with the ever-increasing demands of professional teachers in the country. While soliciting the support of his colleagues for easy passage of the bill, Oseni, who is the chairman, Senate Committee on Information and Communication Technology, Cyber Security, had earlier submitted that the conversion of FCE OKENE to VASTI would be at minimal cost as structures and human resources required are already available in the school. With the passage of the bill by the Senate following consideration of reports by Senate Committee on Tertiary Institution and TET Fund, the bill awaits concurrence of the House of Representatives before being transmitted to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. It will be recalled that out of several other bills sponsored by the Senator, Nigeria State University at Jakarta and Federal University of Education bills are principally focused on having specialized universities in Nigeria. The Lagos State government met with stakeholders to assess the possible environmental and social impact of constructing the fourth mainland bridge. It was gathered that the meeting focused on how the project may impact the lives of the surrounding communities. The special advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Works and Infrastructure, Aramide Adeyoye, while speaking at the meeting, said the governor would announce the preferred handlers before the end of 2022. Adeyoye, who was represented by the project director for the Fourth Mainland Bridge, Tokumbo Ajanaku, said the essence of the stakeholders meeting was to get a feedback from the communities. An environmental and social safeguard consultant to Fourth Mainland Bridge Project, Kayode Oluwagbuyi, in his remarks said the journey from island to mainland would no longer be 3 to 4 hours. The Chairman Infrastructure Committee for Lekki Estates Residents and Stakeholders Association, Suleiman Bello, expressed pleasure with the new developments. Now on politics. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has promised that the All Progressives Congress APC shall win awesomely in the coming 2023 presidential election. Governor Yahaya Bello made the promise when he received Seyi Tinubu and his team in Government House, Lokoja. Seyi, the son of the APC presidential candidate, was in the state to also visit displaced flood victims, where he contributed thousands of relief materials to them. Seyi sympathized with the victims and assured the citizen of Kogi of his father's promise to make Nigeria great if elected president. Our reporter, Faith Abdulgafar, has more.
Governor Yahaya Bello assured the APC presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son, Seyi, that the party will win awesomely in the coming 2023 election. And he described Seyi as humane for visiting the flood victims.
You are humane. Even before Daddy took over from President Muhammad Buhari, you are touching lives. You can better imagine what will happen when we get there. You are simply taking after our father. A man that has touched lives across the country and beyond, and continue to do that. So, I'm not surprised, but you are this kind. And thank you so much.
Governor Bello said the campaign is all about Nigeria at large, not just for Tinubu. It's also for Nigerian youth because they need him.
We are seeing a government that is going to touch lives of the people. That government is coming on board. Under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, by the special grace of God. This campaign, this election, like I said, it is all about me. It's all about us, not about Asiwaju. It is we that need Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. We, the younger generation, we Nigerians, we need him.
Governor Yahaya Bello urged both Christians and Muslims to pray and support Tinubu and Shettima in the 2023 presidential election.
And I'm urging each and everyone that cares to listen or watching me, that if you go to the mosque, you go to church, let us pray for him. He continues to move. He is coming to help pull us from the woods. He has done it before. Nobody have his record. Nobody come one quarter of his record.
Seyi commended Governor Yahaya Bello for his contributions towards the victory of the party and now the frontier for the youth.
I would also like to say that as the coordinator of the youths and the PCC, His Excellency has been there every single time we've called. I know Sean, for example, tells us all the time that, there's nobody else that responds to his WhatsApp message as fast as His Excellency here. You're taking this project as if it's your own, and it is your own. He is your father, he is our father, he is everyone inside his father. And by God's grace, the fruits of our labor will not be in vain.
Moses Okeze highlighted the reasons why the team are in Kogi State, why the Special Advisor on Youth, Amadou Jubrin, and the Director of Youth Mobilization of APC, PCC Kogi State appreciated the team and Governor Yahaya Bello for the infrastructural development he has brought into the state. Amongst the team members, Morimi Ojudu, who spoke to journalists, said they are in Kogi to show love to the flood victims in the state.
Today we are here to pay a courtesy call to Kogi State government to show our solidarity and support to the flood disaster victims of the state. We learned that about nine local governments in Kogi State have been affected by the flood. We've bought 5,000 cartons of relief materials here, and it contains good foodstuffs that would be able to last for a family.
Sei and his team were received by Governor Yaya Bello, Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, and other top government functionaries. Faith Abdugafar reporting for MLC TV, Lokoja.
Ahead of the 2023 elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission is planning to set up voting centers for over 2 million internally displaced persons across the country. The voting centers will be sited in IDP camps. Findings from the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development indicate that many of the IDPs are living in Borno, Zamfara, Benue, Nasarawa, and 23 other states. The IDPs were displaced from their communities and ancestral lands by Boko Haram insurgents, armed herdsmen and bandits, natural disasters, and other emergencies. The Chairman, Board of Survey and Technical Committee on Equipment Acquisition, INEC, Mohammed Haruna, confirmed that the Commission was working on setting up voting centers for the displaced persons to ensure that no one was disenfranchised in 2023. Haruna explained that with the spread of insecurity across the country, INEC would conduct elections in IDP camps where they still exist, but would adopt a different approach for the internally displaced persons living in the communities. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Now on foreign. The European Union has imposed sanctions on a number of people involved in the fighting in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. They include a spokesman for the M23 rebel movement, Willy Goma. The M23 are blamed for causing instability and insecurity in Eastern DR Congo and carrying out human rights abuses, including sexual violence. The United Nations has accused the group of killing more than 130 villagers last week. The M23 denied the claim, blaming stray bullets for just 8 deaths. Among those subject to an asset freeze and a travel ban is a senior member of the Congolese army, Joseph Ngazo Olikwatipi. It is reported that forces under his command carried out attacks against civilians, including rapes, between June and December last year. Also appearing on the list is a Uganda media Nkalubo, who is said to be a top ADF rebel leader implicated in recruiting rebels, making guns and associating with the militant Islamic State group. Eastern DR Congo is home to dozens of armed groups, many of which are battling for a share of the region's mineral wealth. The EU has also sanctioned a Belgian-born businessman, Alain Guatz. He's accused of exploiting the instability to illicitly trade in natural resources. The world's longest-serving head of state, the president of Equatorial Guinea, has been sworn in for his 6th term in office. Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, who is 80, took the presidential oath before inspecting a military parade. He declared he was and always would be the leader of all Equatorial Guineans. He first seized power in a coup in 1979. Critics say elections since then have been rigged, with the opposition largely preventing from taking part and the media controlled by the government and its allies. A new law is said to be passed by the Scottish Parliament, which will simplify the legal process for anyone in Scotland who wants to change their gender. But the signs are that the UK government could refuse to recognize it, causing huge issues for people affected who want to relocate elsewhere in the UK. Since 1998, some laws which apply in Scotland are by MSPs in Edinburgh, while others are made by MPs at Westminster. Legislation now in the Scottish Parliament will shorten the time scale for anyone who wants to obtain a gender recognition certificate, a document allowing someone to change their gender on their birth certificate. Gender recognition certificates allow people to change certain legal documents and can affect areas such as entitlement to benefits and pensions. The legislation is currently making its way through the Scottish Parliament and is likely to pass later this month. UK government ministers are responsible for the law in this area in England and Wales and have no plans to move in the same direction as the Scottish government. Let's join Jonah Malik for the sport update.
And on sport update, if the two Apeston showdown which kicks off the World Cup quarterfinal stage don't give you that Friday feeling, then nothing will. The tournament's favourites versus the 2018 runner-up. Then a repeat of the 1978 final in another glamorous match-up. Croatia faces Brazil in the first quarterfinal stage of the tournament, while Netherlands slug it out with Argentina in the late encounter. Still on sports, former Sports Minister Sani Ndanusa and ex-President Athletics Federation of Nigeria Ibrahim Gusau have thrown themselves into the race for the top seat of the Nigerian Olympic Committee. The two are in the contest against the current president, Habu Gomel, whose last 8 years in office has been labelled docile. Despite the call for change in the leadership of the body, Gomel is seeking a third consecutive term and the fifth term overall as the NOC president. He was first elected as NOC president in 2002 and was in office until 2010. He returned again in 2014 and still run the affairs of the body till date. The Electoral Committee on Wednesday published a list of candidates that met the December 6th deadline, signaling a progress ahead of the elective Congress scheduled for December 15th in Jalingo, Taraba State. The nomination list for the office of the president include Habu Gomel of the Volleyball Federation, Sani Ndanusa of the Tennis Federation, and Ibrahim Gusau from the Athletic Federation. Solomon Ogba of bobsleigh and skeleton and Francis Ogbia of badminton made the nomination list for the office of the first vice president, while Isaku Tikon of the Table Tennis Federation picked up second vice president form. Nigeria's men's senior cricket team, the Yellow Greens, are through to the final round of the African qualifiers for the 2024 ICC T20 World Cup in Namibia next year. The 2024 ICC T20 World Cup is built for the West Indies and United States. The Yellow Greens secured passage into the final 4 African qualifiers alongside with Tanzania after securing the top 2 position in the Sub-Region B qualifiers, which end in Rwanda on Friday. Both sides join Kenya and Rwanda in the African qualifiers in Namibia next year. Nigeria's top-of-the-table clash against Tanzania at the Gahana Cricket Stadium, Kigali, on Thursday ended in a share of the soil after a downpour made the surface unplayable. As a result, both countries moved up 11 points each, with Nigeria sitting on top due to a better net runs rate. Another sport update on MLC TV News. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thank you, Jonah, for the updates. And over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for the entertainment news.
On our entertainment news, singer and businessman D'banj has finally spoken after he was taken into custody by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) over an alleged crime of fund diversion. The singer, who was released in the early hours of Friday, December 9, 2022, took to his social media pages on the same day to comment on the arrest and the alleged crime. D'banj thanked the world for their support and mentioned that he had done all he could to assist the ICPC with its investigation. He also stated that he has no business with fraud. In his words, he said, "Global thank you to the world that he was invited to an ongoing investigation in ICPC and he has assisted the commission with all he knows, and he is confident in the capacity of the commission to unravel the truth in the matter." He said he has no business with fraud, that all he does is #ChopLife. Recall that the singer was detained by the ICPC after several calls from the commission were ignored. It was later confirmed that he is under investigation for allegedly diverting funds released for the federal government's Empower project, a project which was initiated in 2016 to combat the country's unemployment challenges. D'banj denied any affiliation with the fraud allegations leveled against him by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC). On December 9, 2022, the musician was released after he was said to have cooperated with the commission during the probe and nothing incriminating was found against him. His lawyer Pelumi Olajengbesi said that D'banj was released on supervised probation but couldn't confirm whether the ICPC had given the musician administrative bail. ICPC has assured that the investigation is ongoing and for now all claims against the singer have been absolved. Also in Africa, Afrobeat megastar Wizkid has received a RIAA Diamond certification for his contributions to Drake's mega hit One Dance, which was certified to have sold more than 10 million units in the United States. The single was released in 2016 and is part of the songs on Drake's Views album, and it features Wizkid and Kyla Reid. The song would go on to become an international hit with over 2.4 billion streams on Spotify. One Dance is a major milestone for Wizkid as it grew his profile and made him one of the biggest stars in Africa. It was also a major point for Afrobeat as the single took the music to a global audience. With the certification, Wizkid becomes the first Nigerian artist to receive a Diamond RIAA certification. The Grammy winner has previously received RIAA plaques, with the most recent being his platinum plaque for his international hit single Essence featuring Thames and Justin Bieber. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
Thank you, Matthias, for the entertainment update. And that is the size of our package today. Join us next week at the same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, MLC TV, like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV1. For your events, coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Fridays and Saturdays to watch our special programs. It is MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Jane Gia Balagbubu. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Good day, and thanks for watching.